I just want to say good morning to everybody. I'm gonna try to be as authentic as I can with this video. So, as y'all know, I work for Swift Transportation. I've been with them since January, and I'm doing these videos because I want young men and women to understand what are some of the trials and tribulations that you deal with when you decide you want to be a truck driver. So where I'm at right now is I'm off of 77 South. I'm like right outside of Charlotte, and I'm on the side of the interstate off of exit 85, right? So yesterday I had to pick up a load, but by the time I picked that load up, right, and started making my way from West Virginia down here on my way to Alabama, my time ran out, and I spent about 2.5 hours, just trying to find a safe haven or place to park my truck for the night. So truck drivers work in shifts just like you work in shifts at your job, that's stationary, right? So you have truck drivers that drive during the day, you have truck drivers that only drive at night, and you have some truck drivers that do a little bit of both. But there's so many out here, and it's crazy. Even though there's so many out here, there's still a shortage of truck drivers. So what we have right now is, we have a supply and demand situation where there's not enough places to really park your truck at night. That we need more truck stops. So this is a PSA. I would tell people, if you want to invest in a business, invest in the truck stop, man. Truck stops are very lucrative in terms of business, man. I promise you, it's probably gonna be some hard work involved, but you definitely never run out of business. We need more truck stops, and we need up-to-date, more advanced ideas in terms of the ingenuity and the architecture of how you structure these truck stops. These truck stops, first of all, they don't buy enough land to level off to have proper parking for truck drivers, man. And sometimes you get in some of these spots, man, and it'd be extremely difficult to park, or you run out of parks because it's not big enough, right? The bathrooms aren't big enough, the showers aren't big enough. You don't have proper staff in there, so a lot of times they might not be clean, right? So you may go, let me tell you something, not trying to lose my point, but let me get back to the point I was trying to make. So the point I was trying to make is that you're gonna have difficulties out here that you might not foresee. Like, for example, you might get in a situation where, because of your appointment time and drop-off time, you may be in a situation like I was last night, where you cannot find a spot to park your truck. And so what you ended up doing is doing what a lot of truck drivers do, is park on the side of the interstate somewhere. You end up parking off an exit or parking on the side of the interstate. Or maybe you might even pull in at a Walmart or a Costco or a Lowe's or something, pull in the parking lot, pull into a hotel parking lot in the back of it or something, and park there for the night. I had to do that the other night. I had to pull in the back of a Quality Inn and park my truck because there was just no place to park, right? Another thing, if you are a woman that has children, or a man that has children, you have a significant other, this job can be difficult and can get difficult and emotionally overwhelming at times. I just finished crying. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I was just overwhelmed, and I just needed to let out some tears. So I want y'all to know, first of all, men, these societal gender roles that society has deemed, you don't have to live and abide by those. Let me tell you, the ruling class is the ones who decide gender roles out here, all right? And through the lens of somebody else, we have been raising our children to behave a certain way according to their gender, right? So men have been raised to be hardened, without any emotion, without any type of humanity. It's like men are supposed to be hard and cold human beings who show no emotion, who don't cry, who don't get stressed out, who don't get overwhelmed. We're not shown compassion, we're not shown empathy, we're not shown sympathy, right? We expected to just strap everything on our back and just walk with it, but that is false. That is absolutely not true. All of us are human beings first and foremost. We are human beings. We make mistakes. We get tired. We get hungry. We get stressed. We get overwhelmed. We get angry. We get impatient. We cry. We get emotional. Absolutely. Men get emotional. And men get tired. And men get fed up. And men get exhausted. And men get confused. Right? Men have emotions just like women have emotions. But because of the societal gender roles that have been laid out before us, men get treated very indifferently from women in terms of how we're supposed to deal with life, as though we are robots without any emotion and don't feel any of the pains of life. Let me tell you, if you're a family person, I would recommend, this is my personal opinion based on my experience, this is strictly anecdotal, but I would recommend that you try to find you a local job once you get your experience out on the road. That's what I'm doing now. I'm getting ready to switch over to a dedicated account, and I'm gonna see how that goes. But I'm also gonna be looking for something local, because the stresses of trying to balance your household and your work life out here on this road is very overwhelming at times. And you as a father, as a man, you need to be, look, I can't say that in the beginning when I first became a father, I made all the right decisions. I made some very poor decisions when it comes to my children. I apologize, and I'm trying to do everything I can now to rectify that and move forward. That being said, when you have children, man, look, you got to be present in their life. You have to try to do your best to be present, and don't leave everything on the mother, right? You can't leave everything on the mother. You have to be present in their life. Back to truck driving. So let me tell you some of the things that I've experienced. First of all, I experienced being lied to. You will be lied to. As a new driver, you might not be treated the best. I'm not saying that all companies will do this, and I'm not saying that the companies do this on purpose. You have people that are running these companies, that are in these offices, that are dispatching, that are doing your plans and stuff, doing your pre-plans and stuff to plan you out, to get you out here on the road. They're human beings just like we are human beings. They have stresses in the office just like we have stresses out here on the road. You have some that care, and you have some that don't care. Just like you have truck drivers out here, some that care, they respect the brotherhood of truck driving, and you have some that don't care, who don't give a rip about you, and they will cut you off, they will give you the finger, they will cuss you out, they will take your parking spot, they will take your spot in line for fuel. They are nasty. They throw their feces and urine everywhere. They throw their trash everywhere. You have both sides of the fence in each situation, right? So what you have to do as a truck driver yourself is you have to first figure out and know who you are, and don't change who you are, and don't let the job and the environment change who you are. Now what you can do is you can allow it to mold you to be a better version of yourself. Utilize what you're going through, all the anger, all the stress, all the grief, all the strife, but also all the good times. There are good times out here. There are great times out here. Right now it's like it's 8:03 a.m. It's a beautiful day out here. The sun's shining, the sky is blue, the weather is nice, the grass is green, the trees are green, right? It's a beautiful day out here. Take your W's along with your L's. Take your W's along with your L's and celebrate them both. Utilize them both. Maximize them both. All right? Allow these situations to mold you into the best version of yourself. Don't let it take you into a place of toxicity or a place where it has you in a very bad mindset or a very depressed mindset. You may go through those motions, but go through them and move forward. Right? So that being said, human beings are on both sides of this industry, in the trucks and in the offices. You have to learn how to navigate. You have to be able to speak up, but stay professional. Be firm, but stay professional. Be intentional, but stay professional. Stand your ground, but stay professional. All right? Until you are able to navigate your circumstances into a better situation that works for you. All right? And stay positive. And be ready to command the day, attack the day, control and run and rule the day. Be ready to do that, no matter the situation out here. I've been broken down on the side of the road. You're going to break down. The tires are going to blow. The truck might stop working. You might be in the heat. You might be in the cold. You might be in the rain. You know what I'm saying? And if you can't fix it yourself, you got to wait for somebody to come out here. I was on the side of the road for 14 hours on the interstate, on the side of the road on a busy interstate for 14 hours straight before I was able to get assistance. That can happen. It could be longer than that, you know. Prayerfully it won't, but it can be, you know, just to prepare for the worst case scenario. Have some food on your truck, right? Have food on your truck. Have plenty of water on your truck. You might want to have some bottles, men and women, all right? You might be stuck somewhere where you can't go to the bathroom. Have you some big bottles like this right here, right? Because you might need to use the bathroom. If you can't do it on the side of the road, yeah, you might need to use the bathroom. Have you some bottles on the truck, man. Have emergency supplies. Have extra blankets. Have plenty of extra clothes. You know, you might not be able to get a shower every day. Okay, you might not be able to get a shower every day. Bring you some baby wipes. Bring you some rubbing alcohol. Have extra bottles of water to use to clean yourself with, to wash your face, to wipe under your arms and your private areas. Okay, have a first aid kit on here just in case you get hurt and you need to tend to minor injuries. All right, guys, I want to tell you this also. When you are trucking, do your due diligence to pre-trip and pre-plan whatever your loads are. Know where you're going. Know all the interstates and the roads that you're taking. Know the exits that you're getting off of and the streets that you're turning on. All right? Don't just depend on the navigation to just see you through, because they're electronics and they mess up. Mine have messed up quite a bit. All right? Get everything in writing. Do not believe the recruiters based on their word. Do not believe your dispatchers based on their word. Whatever you can get in writing, get it in writing. And also, you're going to have to do your due diligence to be consistent and stay on your dispatcher when it comes to your layover pay, when it comes to your breakdown pay, your retention pay, right? Sometimes even your paycheck. Now, your paycheck, you might have to call your payroll department to get that situated. But those other three, breakdown, layover, retention, that's your dispatcher. They're responsible for making sure that they turn that in to payroll to make sure that you get paid for those things. Your dispatcher has a fleet. Every dispatcher, depending on the size of the trucking company, like Swift is a huge company, got like 10,000 trucks, I think. Maybe about 20,000 trailers, maybe a little less, right? They have, each dispatcher or driver leader has a fleet which consists of about 20 to 30 drivers. So they're overseeing 20 to 30 drivers, and they're doing this in a 9 to 5 setting, because these guys are coming in at like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, and at 5 o'clock they're gone for the day. Some of them. Most of them don't work weekends. Some of them come in on the weekends sometimes. But that being said, they have to manage 24, maybe more drivers in that type of setting. And I guarantee you, that is a stressful situation. That is a stressful setting. So be empathetic and sympathetic to their situation, and recognize that they are human beings just like you're a human being as well. Old school drivers out here, veteran drivers, please, I'm begging you to please have some compassion, empathy, and sympathy for the new drivers out here. We are still learning. You were a new driver at one point in time. And I know maybe the road has hardened you a little bit, because it's definitely hardened me some. Because you gotta be tough skinned out here. You gotta be mentally tough out here. You know, so your mindset is gonna change a little bit. But don't lose the spirit of compassion, the spirit of empathy and sympathy. Don't lose your humanity in terms of your capacity to be kind and compassionate and understanding and patient with the other truck drivers out here. Because let me tell you something, when you driving these trucks and fatigue and exhaustion set in, it's a different level from when you driving your personal vehicle. And when a driver gets tired, man, and they get irritated, and they might get a little impatient, they're ready to stop this truck. And let me tell you, that can be a volatile situation depending on the circumstances. But I'm asking all the old school drivers to please show compassion to the new drivers. Get out of your truck and hurt them. Let's reunite the fires of truck driver brotherhood out here. Regardless of your skin color, it's just too much ignorance and pain and hurt and anger and hate behind somebody's skin color. I'm a truck driver, just like you a truck driver. I got a CDL, just like you got a CDL. It don't make a difference if you drive an automatic, a day cab, a manual, a dump truck, right? It don't matter. You still a truck driver, right? Show people the spirit of kindness and grace, man, and the brotherhood of truck driving. Help people out, man. You see somebody struggling, help them out. Take a few minutes out of your day. You know, karma is a beautiful thing when you pass it on in the spirit of kindness and compassion and empathy. The universe recognizes that, and I promise you it'll come back to you tenfold, 100-fold. It has for me in so many ways. I can't even begin. I'm not even going to even go into how many times God and this wonderful energy out here that I put out here have come back to me and blessed me in so many ways. All right, I wanted to do this PSA, and I wanted to just really be real. So much social media is scripted and fake followers, people paying for followers, you know, people doing trendy things because they're trendy. I don't want to do that. I know it'll probably be harder for me to get out here and get the exposure that I would like, because I'm trying to do something that's really authentic. But I'd rather be authentic and have no followers and affect the right people in the right way than to be trendy and fake and scripted and have 1 million followers and I'm not affecting any change in the right way out here. All right, I want to help people and affect people in a positive way. I want to push people in the right direction, and I want to give people the right mindset. And if I be out here in the public speaking, then let me be a role model and not just some trendy person on social media. I've done trendy things in the past. They were funny and they were fun, and I'm not hating on people that do trendy stuff. All that stuff was fun, but what does it do for the community? What does it do for people, for children? You know what I'm saying? How am I helping people? How am I blessing and touching people out here? How am I moving the community forward? What is my purpose for getting on the camera and saying the stuff that I'm saying, right? Going back to truck driving, man, I've had days where I couldn't get loads. You're going to have days where you might not be able to get a load, and you're going to be sitting somewhere for 1 or 2 or 3 days. All right? Make sure you get with your dispatcher and talk to them about some possible layover pay if your company does layover pay. Try to talk to your dispatcher about possibly stacking your loads. Trying to make sure that you have loads throughout the weekend where you don't have to sit all weekend. Make sure when you're doing your home time, you try to do it a week or 2 in advance so you can get your home time. Make sure you pre-tripping and checking your truck. Make sure you checking your trailer, making sure that the fifth wheel lock is still good. Make sure your tires are still good. All right, making sure air is not leaking. Making sure fluid's not leaking from the front of your cab. All right, be safe out here. Do your due diligence when you're at truck stops, and be safe out here. Mind your surroundings, man. You got mass shootings going on out here, and you don't know where they're gonna happen at, man. Handle your business and move on and move forward. Don't be out here just dilly-dallying around and just being aimless and without purpose and not intentional, because the world has gotten real hard and real cold, and a lot of people don't care. A lot of people are in bad, dark places in their life, and you know what I'm saying, humanity has shifted in terms of kindness, love, compassion, understanding, patience, and good mental health. Right? There's a lot of people with extremely bad mental health out here, and they're doing some really harmful things to other people and to themselves. So do your due diligence to be safe out here if you're going to truck drive. If you're going to truck drive, be prepared to put your work and your time in, because new drivers don't always be in the best situation. A lot of times you got to earn your way out here, earn your stripe into a better situation. Do all your research before you make any decisions about being an owner-operator or owning a trucking company. I'm in the process of doing that, right? But do your due diligence first, all right? Because the economy plays an important role in whatever decisions you make in your trucking career, whether you choosing to be a boss or an employee, all right? So, the last thing I want to say is, this. We can all I don't want to say this in the wrong way. I don't want to offend people. We can all do things to improve how we moving out here. I'm not gonna say that I'm the best truck driver. I'm not gonna say that I'm always on point with everything with my loads. I make mistakes. I get tired. Sometimes I get complacent. I get lazy. Right? So I'll take responsibility and accountability for my actions and say that. That being said, man, I want people to know that the truck driving life is not this glamorous life that people are showing you on social media. All right? It's not this glamorous life that people are showing you on social media. All people talking about is all the money that you're making out here. But the process to get to that is not glamorous. Man, you're gonna have sleepless days, you're gonna have hard nights, you're gonna have stresses and woes out here. Like I said, you're gonna have confusion, you're gonna have breakdowns, you're gonna have times where you sit and can't get a load. You're gonna get it. You may get into it with your dispatcher or your terminal manager. You're gonna run into all walks of life and all manners of life out here, depending on where you at in the United States, because people are coming from all over the world, driving. They're in these truck stops. People are traveling, and they're coming from different corners of this country, and they have different cultures, different backgrounds, different ways that they were raised, with a different lens and perspective on life. And you don't know what you're gonna walk into when you go to a truck stop. You know, but again, it's not all bad. Not even at the very least, it's not all bad. All I'm trying to say is that we need to paint a realistic picture for you people who want to come in the truck driving, and let them know that it is not easy out here. You know, you have some great days, some beautiful days. You're going to have some easy days. But overall, it's work. And I want you spouses to know, if your husband or your wife or your boyfriend or your girlfriend at home and your other half is driving truck, they're not out here on vacation, man. Although it can be fun out here sometimes, you know, but overall, we're not out here on vacation. We out here working. We out here trying to get to the next load, get to the next mile, get home. For the people who enjoy being home and want to go home, because you got some folks, they may not have a happy home, or they may not have anybody at home, right? And so they choose to stay out here and go coast to coast, do all 48, 50 states, whatever the case may be, and just live out here in the truck. You got families that live out here in their trucks, all right? And to each his own. But for me, I like being home. I love being home, man. I love being home, all right? So that is gonna be my take on truck driving. If you want to know more about Swift, I'm gonna do some more videos about Swift. I can tell you that Swift is not a bad company. I think you have individual people within the company that could give you a good or a bad experience. But I think the company overall is not bad. I think there is opportunity if you do your due diligence to dig for the opportunities and to try to navigate yourself into the direction of the people who can bless you with those opportunities. The opportunities will come. You just got to keep digging, man. You got to keep trucking. You got to keep moving. All right? Learn everything that you can learn, whether it's from word of mouth, experience, YouTube, Google, whatever the case may be. Learn everything that you can learn so that you can have the best experience possible out here. Also, do things to continue to elevate yourself so that you can market yourself for those opportunities. Try to get your endorsements. Try to get your doubles and your triples, your gas, your tanker endorsement, your hazmat endorsement. Get your TWIC card so you can go to the ports. Those are the things that I'm working on right now. All right, that'll make yourself a lot more marketable and also give you an opportunity for more money. Talk to people at truck stops. Talk to truck drivers at truck stops. You see somebody driving, it seems like they might be in a good situation. Ask them about their company, or if they're owner operators. Ask them about how their owner operator experience, what they do, how they get there. Ask them what they're hauling. Ask people what freight they're hauling and what the freight pays. That'll be a good way to find out what kind of direction you want to go in terms of what you want to haul and the kind of money you want to make. All right, there's some really good hauls out here. I'm still looking. Like I said, I'm getting ready to move into a better situation, and my money is going to increase somewhat. It ain't a huge increase, but it is a decent increase, and it's an increase a lot better than where I am right now. All right, I want to say peace, blessings, and love to each and everybody out there. All right, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Please follow me on all my social media platforms. Look me up on Facebook, look me up on TikTok, on Instagram, and of course, follow me and subscribe to my YouTube channel. All right, peace and blessings to you.